So Adam and I are here waiting for 8 o'clock, and he's getting his new safety gear. So we got ourselves in trouble yesterday. So Adam's got some fresh safety gear. Come on back, and we're gonna do some concrete today. So it'll be a nice little break from the building and addition series. We're gonna do some drainage fixing and pour a little concrete and see how we do. So let's get into it. All right, so we're at a big condo complex, and the stormwater, rainwater management plan back in the day was not very good. We've fixed a couple things here, and we're just continuing on the way. So this is their current disaster that they're facing, and they're having a bunch of the asphalt redone, so they wanted to get us in here before that so that we could get this fixed. But we've got a garbage shed up here, and those two dumpsters next to my truck are usually in there, and this has been beat up over the years, and it collects a lot of water. So where the dashed lines are, we're going to take all that concrete or all that asphalt out, and then we're going to do a little bit of a grade correction to get the water that flows from here. If you think about it, this place has a ton of blacktop. It also has a ton of roof area that all drains onto this blacktop, and then it makes it out into this green space, which is sometimes a little mushy too, but as long as we can get it there, then we have less problems. So we're gonna create a new concrete swale 4 feet wide that'll come down this way. We got to do a little jaunt there because the president of the association didn't want us to have a pointy blacktop corner. He would rather have that done in concrete and give the asphalt guys a nice square edge to work off of. We're going to correct the grade, so if we have to lower this a little bit, we'll do that. And then we're going to just swale out a little bit of this, whatever we need, to get the water to fall from here out into the green space. So that's the plan. We're going to start this morning once the clock strikes 8, and we're going to cut 6 feet, so we'll do a foot wider on either side. Don't worry about my early morning math, Mark. The skid loader bucket is 68 inches, so that'll give us just enough room to scoop this out, and then we can start our grade correction, and then we'll form it, and then hopefully we'll all support it today. So here we go. All right, we got a couple lines snapped. I've got a absolutely massive chalk line, like a 1/4 inch line in it. So got that guy snapped up. We're gonna crank up the old TS700 here and make a couple cuts. All right, a couple slices with the cutoff saw, and now I can chillax for a minute. We're gonna use a tooth bucket, start getting under this asphalt and dig all the asphalt out, and then we'll see what we have underneath to work with for grade. We want to make sure we maintain the asphalt height there needs to be the same as our new concrete, and then as long as we have pitch going downhill of like 1/8 inch a foot or something like that between point A and point B, I'll be a happy camper. All right, so we got our grade pretty well set. I think I'm gonna need to fluff a little bit of stuff around when I'm done, but it's pretty close. So what we did is we set our laser to the top of the asphalt here. That's where I want to start. And then I think we're actually going to bank pour up to the asphalt there. And then we're going to run, we've got 40 feet. We're going to drop roughly 5 inches and 40 feet. That's like 1/8 of an inch a foot. And that should give us the slope we want going out. So I'm going to start with my nice straight leg, and we're going to send that guy down. So I'm going to use my longest 2x4s first and run down like 3 or 4-ish stakes to a 2x4, just depending on if it's like a 12 or a 10 or an 8 footer. So we'll put those in right on the string line. The string line is set to our slope because of our 2 points, and then we'll work across, and we'll set this guy And then over here somewhere, we're gonna jog back, and then we're gonna finish out. So we've got a little bit of goofy stuff to do yet. So we're almost formed up. Just have a little bit of goofy stuff to work out here at the end yet. We're gonna kick it off into the grass at like a little 45 or something like that. We've got the Predator on site, giving Dumpy a good charge here. So we got that guy charging up. It is definitely plenty full. So we're gonna need every last bit, but hopefully there's some air in there. But Adam's gonna take this in. I'm going to finish forming the end, and then when he gets back, we've got to load out this pile, which is easily another dump full, and we'll do a big cleanup. And then I think we're gonna end up pouring this tomorrow morning. It's just a little late by now, and I just want a little bit more time. I was gonna buy some additional forming lumber to do this with, because most of the time we pour on like 3.5, 4 inch pours. So I got a lot of 2x4s that work well for this, but because this is going to get thicker through this area so that the garbage truck doesn't wreck it, I wanted to go nice and thick through this area, and then we're going to taper down to 4 inches back here. So this will all be 3.5 to 4 inches, and then we're going to go up to probably like 7 or 8 by the end there. That way this thing doesn't settle. Plus we're going to put some bar through it, so I got to tie that up yet. But I was going to buy some 2x6 forms to get all full of concrete, but right now at $20 a board or whatever they are for like a 2x6 12, it's just probably not worth it. So I got one 2x6 there, and then some 2x4s. Adam's gonna grab a load of stone after he hauls this one away, and we're just gonna fluff some stone along the edges to get it up to our form. That way when we pour, the concrete doesn't want to run out, and then we can pour a little bit wetter, because we are gonna have to create the swale in this after it's poured. So we're gonna want it to be at least a little wet. So I'll come back and visit you when we're all formed up and ready to roll. So we got a couple goofy things going on with the forms, and we're doing the swale. So I set our 2 super important points, which are our high point and our low point, with the laser. And then we kind of had to do a little bit of blending between figuring out where the top of this form needs to be to sit nice with that pad, as well as down here. So there's a little bit more slope here. And then in certain instances, like this little guy here, I just used my small torpedo level and made sure that we had a little bit of pitch on it. And then here what we did, so I wanted here and here to be at the same elevation. So I just leveled across with the bubble stick to set my pin and then form up to it. I set that pin from here, and then I'm currently setting this pin so that this side and that side are at the same height, and that means that we'll be still going downhill. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to put a little bit of pitch into the grass here. So this one is set, and as you can see, we are running the line. So we have probably maybe about a 1/4 inch or so, maybe 3/8 of an inch and 4 feet, but enough to get it to go that way. And then once we know where our concrete settles out, we're gonna come in and we're gonna cut a little bit of this out and get a new low point out here somewhere kind of in between these 2 trees, and we'll transfer that back this way. So that's a game plan right now, but the super important part is to catch all of the water from all these different condos in this parking lot into the swale, and then get them all diverted out into the green area. formed up, waiting on the T-Ruck. The radar does not look pleasant, but we're gonna try and get it done anyway. So I guess that's that. Oh well.
Big update video on water management.
Oh yeah, water management here is very poor. Maybe we'll have a nice exposed aggregate swale when we're done. Not good. All right, there we have it. As you saw in the time lapse, we just hand floated everything, but we've got a pretty nice center line. It varies a little, but for two not everyday pouring concrete guys, I'd say it's pretty good. Threw a broom finish on it, ran the broom the short way, so it'll kind of help to slow water down on the way out. You can really see the swale here at the end. That came out really nice. Put a little bisecting miter broom finish right there on the corner, and because we're trim carpenters and most definitely not concrete guys, but I'll take it. Now we're going to do everything we can to protect it from the 4 inches of rain that's going to fall in an hour and a half. Here we go. Well, that was a bit of rain. Feels about the same as if I jumped into a lake. I am absolutely soaked. So, I guess the concrete is what the concrete is at this point. It's all poured. It had about 2 hours of setup time. We got some Visqueen, some sandbags around it to hopefully prevent the big rush of water from flowing over it and kind of taking away our broom strokes. And we bought maybe like 5,000 pounds worth of sand to try and build some sort of a temporary dam around the outside of it. So I'll show you what we got going on, and then we're gonna wrap this video up and hopefully call it a win still, but I guess we'll find out. All right, we're wrapping this one up here. At this point, it is what it is. We built plenty of a dam all the way around. When we were here, this was like 4 inches deep when it was absolutely raining cats and dogs out, but it kept some of the water out of there. Unfortunately, our trench is pretty full right now. We peeled up some of the plastic to check it out, and it seems like the broom finish is still holding, and we might have had enough time to hopefully get that nice and set. I don't think we're gonna have too many issues with it, but tomorrow we will kind of have a better idea. I just real quick used the tack and dug a deeper hole here, so hopefully some of the silt will settle into this one. This is probably like 2 feet deep, so don't jump in that. And then I just played the old drain the lake game to hopefully get this to start sheeting off to empty that trench out a little bit. So it's gonna be what it's gonna be at this point. So I'm gonna go home and take a shower and pressure wash these guys' parking lot tomorrow.